Today in our lesson is our last lesson of Unit 2 in our book today for Pavel, okay, which is our New Total English book. So we are going to finish up the unit today first by doing a review of our vocabulary and our grammar from our last lesson. So first we talked about the past simple and the past continuous in our last lesson. So our past simple would be the subject and then the verb with ed, with regular verbs at least. And our past continuous would be the subject with either was or were, and then an ing form. So some examples just to review these two past tenses is here, and it looks like this. So you will fill in either the past simple or past continuous into these forms. So for example, I blank would sit in a cafe when you blank call. So for example, this one would be I was sitting in a cafe when you called. All right. So you need to decide which one is the past simple, which one is the past continuous. So which one was happening over a length of time in the past, and which of them was just a happen, finish, right away action. So this one, for example, the first one was a past continuous, the second verb was past simple. So you can complete the rest of them. There's lots, 20 of them to help you practice. Right, we are also going to practice some more collocations today. So we have talked about collocations in our previous lessons. So just to write it down officially, collocations are combinations of words that are often seen or used together. This is an easier way to learn vocabulary in any language. If we can remember the collocations, meaning which words we tend to use together, it makes it easier than to just remember each individual word. So we have an exercise here. What option is not part of a collocation with the given verbs? So of these, for example, what? We can, make, not what, make. We can make a discovery, we can make a profit, but we don't make a job. We can have a job, we can quit a job, but we can't make a job. We don't say that. So that one would be that example of which one is not a part of a collocation that we see with this verb make. Okay, so you can do the rest of them, which one does not or is not part of a collocation with come into or win, commit, develop, make, and so on. Have, and so on. You can also do exercise 4 on page 31 to further practice this, okay, which looks like this here. 8 and you are filling it in with these phrases or these collocations. Okay. So to review some of the things we've talked about in this unit, such as talking about films, we're going to watch a short video. These are things we've already talked about, things that are mentioned when we are discussing films, but just as a reminder.
Hi everyone, I'm George. Because of lockdown, lots of people have been watching more films this year. So today, we're going to learn how to talk about movies in English. Oh, and before I continue, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel. You alright? Alright. I saw a film last night. Oh yeah? What film? Birthday Revenge. Any good? Yeah? It's useful to learn some film vocabulary to continue the conversation about the movie you've seen. You might want to start by talking about the genre. Is it an action film? A fantasy? A horror? Or a sci-fi? After you've told the person the genre, you might want to say when or where the film is set. This means when or where the action happens. So you could say it's a sci-fi film set on the moon, or it's set in London in the 1930s, or it's set in Korea in the year 3000. I saw a film last night. Oh yeah? What film? Birthday Revenge. Any good? Yeah, it's an action film set in London. Next, you can tell someone the general story by using the phrase "it's about." For example, it's about a boy who gets bitten by a radioactive spider and has superhuman spider-like abilities. It's about a gangster boss called Tommy Lee who has a birthday party. But one of the gangsters, called Johnny, isn't there. Where's Johnny? I'm at the supermarket. You're going to wish you came to my birthday party. Next, you could talk about the film's special effects. When we talk about special effects, we mean the action that's made using computers or special equipment to make the film look more exciting. For example, the film had amazing special effects, or the special effects were really impressive. There's some really impressive special effects. You might also want to talk about the soundtrack, the music used in the film. For example, the soundtrack was awesome, or that film had a great soundtrack. It has an awesome soundtrack. Next, you could talk about the cast, the actors in the film. For example, it has a great cast. You could also talk about the acting too. For example, the acting was really convincing, which means realistic, or the acting was a bit unconvincing, not very realistic. The acting is a bit rubbish. If you hurt me, Tommy, I will call the police. The film might also have a twist, which is a sudden change in the story which you didn't expect. For example, the film had a brilliant twist. There's a great twist at the end. Why weren't you at my birthday party? Tommy, your birthday is next Tuesday. What? That's why I wasn't at your party. But that's not possible. The film might also have some plot holes in it too. Plot means story, so there are lots of holes in the story. It doesn't really make sense. For example, the film was great, but it had a few plot holes. But there are a few plot holes in it. Why didn't you tell me before? I don't know. What film have you seen recently? Please tell us about it in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Okay, so that was our review of describing films. So lots of vocabulary we've learned in this unit for describing media, with a couple new phrases that we haven't gone over, such as plot holes. Okay. So to complete this lesson and this unit, we have our review exercises. So on page 34 of our student book, I would like you to do exercises 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is this page. Okay. So number 1 is just filling in the blanks with the correct form of one of these words or these verbs. All right. This has been done, or one of them has been done for us. A new service which will find anyone's mobile phone number has been announced. So our phone was announced. For number 2, this is review of our to talk about complete the television guide with the relative pronouns from the box. So this is our review of the defining relative clauses that we did in lesson 2.1. So you are just filling in the blanks with the correct pronoun. For number 3, choose the correct words in italics. This is our past simple versus past continuous review. So review of what we did in our last lesson. So choosing either the past simple or the past continuous. And then number 4 is just review, a general review of all of the vocabulary we've done in Unit 2. So you can go back through Unit 2 to find an appropriate word to fill in these blanks. And that is your homework for this unit, in addition to the practice exercises that I've given you. And also the review exercise for past continuous and past simple. You can also watch this video again as a review for how to describe films.